The 2024 Masters champion does one thing that we talk a lot about on Get Good at Golf, and it's something that can really help you in 2024. Guys, welcome to Get Good at Golf. I am Chris, and if you want to do just that and get good at golf this year, do make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Now, there's one big thing that you'll have seen if you've watched the Masters this weekend, or this past weekend, that Scotty Scheffler does, and is why he's dominating the game and why he's doing a little bit better than me. And the biggest thing is at setup. So one big thing we talk about here on Get Good at Golf is setup. If we've got a good setup, we've got the building blocks to be able to get to a good swing. We're able to then start to get that golf club into the positions that we want to hit, to get that club in the end coming back square, coming back where we can get a consistent ball flight and we can start to hit more greens. But there's one thing at setup that Scotty Scheffler does, and through his motion, is with this left foot. He really exaggerates having that left foot turned out. So if you're a right-handed golfer, if you're a left-handed golfer even, it's the opposite. So obviously what we want to do and why he does that is to help him rotate through that golf ball. You can see, we know he makes some big moves with his feet there. They're not quiet, let's say, which most coaches will have told you. There's a lot of movement, but that left foot is encouraging him to be able to rotate. If you stand there and think about if you're on a driving range and you get your feet very square, we are very limited to how far my hips will turn without me throwing the rest of my body. If you finish in one of these kind of positions, right foot over rotated, bodies round here, very much like mid-handicap Dave was on my channel, then that's why you've got a lot of inconsistencies. You'll see on the driving range, if you just turn that left foot maybe to 45 degrees or even more, you'll see now if I make a swing, I can really turn through to that position. My hips can turn a lot further, and the hips are the area that needs to clear. It needs to clear, and Scotty Scheffler put a video on the other day with his coach about saying that he needs to get his backside out of the way. Well, if we can't rotate those hips, often what happens is my hips and my backside actually move towards the ball, and I get into this position here. Very much upright, hands have to release to square that club face up. We then return that club with a lot more loft, and we're not going to get the powerful long shots that you want. And this is throughout the bag. This is with driver all the way down to wedge. It is not just with his irons. So left foot turned out. From here, he can really feel like he clears that lower body. And if he clears that lower body, he can really get through onto that left-hand side. And for me there, it's consistently going in the bunker. We might need to change this yardage because I'm not hitting it as far as I think I do. So if we move this in a little bit, now I'm going to be able to start to hit this green more consistently. Now what I want you to do is take your normal setup, because if your feet look just like they do there, we can see that my left foot is slightly open, but that's not going to give me much rotation. I really want you to exaggerate it, that it's nearly 45 degrees or if not even more, so you can get rotated through that shot. And you'll start to see how much easier it is to get through to that balanced finish, to get through facing my target, hips and chest to the target, and you'll see there now I've got a little bit more distance. You can see there that was a better strike, a more consistent ball flight, but I didn't feel like I've done any different. I've still swung in the same way, but having that left foot turned out has allowed me to be able to get through that shot, transfer my weight, and let's see if we can repeat that. You'll see there again, turn through to that finish. And that is 2 greens in regulation. That's 2 on there, nice and consistently, and not having to try that hard. So now if we talk short game, this is exactly how I see a lot of people set up. Feet a lot closer together, because that's what they've seen. You've seen that you're being told that you need to get narrow to control, obviously, your low point, but feet very straight, pointing forward. So from here, we start to see there's a lot of hip motion. How many times you see your playing partners, legs are all over the place. And yes, we've got rotation, but it's not consistent. We don't know how much we're going to turn each time, and it's very hard to get my weight left because that will then encourage the club inwards. Here what we want to do is really get, again, this left foot turned out to 45 degrees. I can then set my weight into the ball of that left foot. That gets my weight and my sternum ahead of the golf ball to encourage strike. And strike's the big thing here. Obviously, the strike's what everybody struggles with, including myself and James. We struggle getting strike consistently because sometimes our setup might sneak a little bit in the wrong direction. Once we get that back correct, we can guarantee strike, we can then guarantee a flight, we can guarantee your spin, and we can get you lowering those scores in 2024. So weight into the ball of that left foot. I can just make a nice normal motion now, turn through, and you can see there, launched a little bit lower, just didn't get the carry. Got the strike, got the direction. For me there, I just need that a little bit longer swing. So I go in again, left foot turned out, weight into the ball of that left foot, and from here, a little bit longer back, I get the flight again, and you can see 2 members bouncers there. I think I need to work on my 54-yard shot here, but this is why we do this in the winter. This is our practice. Yes, the Masters maybe is the sign of the season is near, but set up consistent again, ball into the left foot, nicely turned out. A little bit longer swing for me now. And you see we get that launched, lands just on the green, and plenty of spin. So guys, give that a go. The Masters champion has been doing that. Yes, his foot move isn't what you would say is the norm, but if you can get that left foot turned out, improve your rotation, you'll get a better strike, a better ball flight, and get good at golf in 2024.